The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Jesus said to the crowds, "The kingdom of heaven is like treasure hidden in a field, which someone has found. He hides it again, goes off happy, sells everything he owns and buys the field. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like a merchant looking for fine pearls. When he finds one of great value, he goes and sells everything he owns and buys it. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like a dragnet cast into the sea that brings in a haul of all kinds. When it is full, the fishermen haul it ashore. Then, sitting down, they collect the good ones in a basket and throw away those that are no use. This is how it will be at the end of time. The angels will appear and separate the wicked from the just, to throw them into the blazing furnace, where there will be weeping and grinding of teeth." "Have you understood all this?" They said, "Yes." And he said to them, "Well then, every scribe who becomes a disciple of the kingdom of heaven is like a householder who brings out from his storeroom things both new and old." The Gospel of the Lord. Once again, welcome to our Mass this evening. Those of you here in church and those of you joining via the live streaming, you're all very welcome to this Vigil Mass of this Sunday, the 17th Sunday. What do you want? The question God puts to Solomon. Solomon replaces his father, King David, as king. And God says to him, "What do you want? What do you seek?" Imagine the living God asking each one of us, individually, personally, "What do you want? What are you seeking?" How would you answer? Like to win the lottery, a few £1,000,000, bigger house, nice holiday, whatever. What comes to mind? What might we ask God if he asks us, as he asked Solomon, "What do you want? What do you seek?" Solomon has just become king. He's very young and inexperienced. And so he asks God for wisdom, a discerning heart to be able to decide between good and evil. He doesn't ask for riches, for fame, for power over his enemies. He asks for a discerning heart to discern between good and evil. And it pleases God that Solomon has made this request. What do you seek? What do you want? The parables again relate to the kingdom of heaven. Two short parables. One describes the kingdom of heaven as a treasure hidden in a field that somebody finds. Now, when he found it, he could sort of pick it up and disappear with it. But no, he hides it again. He heads off, sells everything he owns, and buys the field. The kingdom of heaven can't just be taken. We have to prioritize it, to desire it, to give everything for it, because it is the highest prize. It is the kingdom of heaven. So also with the pearl of great price. A merchant finds it and sells everything he owns and buys it. What do we value above everything else? What do we want? What do we seek? What is it we would ask of God if he said to us, "What do you want?" In the autumn, once we get through this holiday time of the month of August, in the autumn we're going to put a big focus in our parish on a thing called Alpha. You may be aware of it, you may not. It reminds me a little bit about the 9-day novena we had coming up to Pentecost, when up to 200 people gathered each morning in prayer explicitly to the Holy Spirit. It will be like that. There'll be the added dimension of a video presentation and discussion, but we will be praying very intentionally and explicitly to the Holy Spirit, praying that lives, yes, will be transformed, as indeed they were in the Pentecost novena. We'll be praying that Catholics, we will again experience the grace of the Holy Spirit and might be more filled, more aware of what is truly important in life, setting our hearts on the pearl of great price, that is the kingdom of heaven. For non-Catholics, of course, who might be joining us, who will be joining us, people who may not have known or heard of the person of Jesus, for them it will be an introduction, which is precisely what Alpha is. It's a starting point, an introduction. It's not catechesis in the Catholic faith. It doesn't pretend to be that. That comes following an experience of grace, an experience of the Holy Spirit, an encounter with the person of Jesus. So I invite you, as you think about the autumn, and none of us know what's ahead in the autumn, maybe more coronavirus, maybe another lockdown, who knows. For 11 weeks from mid-September to late November, we will gather virtually, online, from the comfort of your own homes. We will come together each week. We will pray explicitly to the Holy Spirit, watch the video presentation, have a discussion, and by November then we'll be heading into Advent, and it will be important as a follow-up to Alpha that our various groups that did so wonderfully during lockdown and continue to do will be able to welcome people who have been through the Alpha experience, to study the scriptures in Emmaus groups, to go on journey in faith, to be initiated more deeply into the Catholic faith, to do catechesis. And there was lots of lovely formation offered during lockdown for people to understand more deeply the beauty and depth of the Catholic faith. So just put that notion in your minds this evening, Alpha in the autumn. Everybody welcome to participate at whatever level you feel comfortable to do so. It's really all about what the readings are inviting us to reflect on this Sunday. What do you want above everything else? What do we seek? And setting our hearts on the pearl of great price, the treasure hidden in the field, that is the kingdom of heaven.